It's a tale of two utensil sets. Not done with a tripod, so this might be a little bit weird at first, but we'll give it a try. These are the utensils I bought from Cheaper Than Dirt several years ago. Did a quick review of them. Like the nice little pouch they come in, keeps them handy. It's a bugger trying to get these things apart with one hand. It can be done, but the spoon is a little bit harder. Hold on a second, we'll get that off camera, and there. So we've got our fork and our spoon, and they fit into the little holder. Again, doing it one-handed is probably not the best way to do it, but there you go. Now I have a fork, and it's very clunky to hold, but you can hold it. If you were going to cook with this fork, dude pointed out that plastic will probably melt if you hold this in the fire. Because you've only got, I think it goes up to about, this is where the shoulders of the utensil are, so the plastic fits up to about right where my thumb is. It's pretty short, a small amount of metal to diffuse all that heat before it melts the plastic, so I think he's right about that. This is not something you want to hold into the fire with a hunk o' meat. But let's see what else we got here. Let's see if I can get the knife out without cutting my hand. Or using the... there. It does have a nice little locking blade. It's a little bit wiggly, but not too bad. You've got your basic can opener there, which I suppose I can try and open up if I can manage to not cut my... hold on a second. Ouch. Darn. That hurt. I'm not cut though, so don't worry, people. Not that you would. There we go. We have our bottle opener, and I believe this also pretends to be a can opener. I haven't tried that yet, but I'm going to try that today. I've got 2 cans of chicken breast meat to open from my stores, and I'm going to do that. Now here we have, look how easy that is to use one hand. Holy cow. Now this knife is not as sharp as this knife, but it's sharp enough to cut meat easily. And the fork, well, you know, if I were doing this fork, in fact I might even do the alteration. I might drill a couple holes so that I could lash this to a long steak and use it to roast meats on. But those are some, I mean, look at that, the difference in size. You can eat with that. This would be much more difficult to eat anything with. I mean, you could do it, no problem really, it just takes a lot more time to eat. This is a regulation soup spoon. In fact, it might be even a little bit bigger than that. Haven't tried stick it in my maw yet, but we'll find out. Now this, now you have your bottle opener here, and you have your can opener here, and that looks pretty legit. And it's stainless steel, and although it is tack welded. I mean, you can see the 2, well, maybe you can't see the 2 tack welds, but trust me, actually it's 1 tack weld, I think. Yeah, 1. You can see the dimple on the other side. There's only 1 dimple. I think it's held in place with 1 weld. Anyway, so I don't know if that would break or not. I don't think so, but well, we'll find out, won't we? Whereas this one is rooted in plastic, and we all know plastic can break, especially this is fairly cheap stuff. It's not your best plastic material. It is very light, and I think I will weigh that for you so you can see the difference. Just a moment. Well, there we are, we're back again. I'll weigh the one I got from Cheaper Than Dirt, and that's in grams, 151, 152 grams, somewhere in that area. Now, oh rats, I didn't put this one back together. That's okay, we'll just weigh all of the components on there. Hopefully they won't go sliding off. There we go. And without a pouch to hold them, which I don't think is critical anyway, an open pouch is not going to keep them much cleaner than just throwing them in your backpack. We've got 170 grams, about 169 grams. So for those of you who don't want to think in metric, that's almost 6 ounces. And that one is 5 1/3 ounces. So there you have it. Now we will go onward and upward, or upward and onward, and test these kits out opening cans of chicken meat. Okay, we're back. You might not even see the break because I may not show that. I am attempting to open a can, never having opened a can with a military can opener before, and I have to say, the videos I've seen of the P38 and P51 sure make it seem a lot easier. But this is a Bundeswehr surplus opener, and if I don't remove a hand or get a massive slice in my hand, I will consider it successful. I cannot figure out any other way to do this other than the way I am doing it. I have held this thing so many different ways, and it does seem to be working. It's slow going, most assuredly, and I hope my kids don't mind some metal shavings in with their food, because I have a feeling that I'm either doing this wrong, or the Germans really love working for their food. Because I couldn't figure out, I mean, it looks like you'd want to hold the lip of the can under this and work your way up, but that doesn't work because then you've got the little blade sideways. The only thing I could see is that you might use this to pop a hole, which I didn't do. I popped it by holding the thing straight in there and going down like that. But the only way I see to use it is with this bizarre grip and kind of just going around the can as best you can. It certainly works. But on the other hand, I am fully expecting the lid to come popping up at a bizarre, odd angle and removing a digit or putting a deep gash in my hand, which I am trying to avoid at all costs. Now, the reason I'm doing this is, of course, for my comparison of the cheaper than dirt model utensil set, and we seem to be stuck. Well, that's never a good thing. I'm in an area where I cannot get any leverage. Let's see if we can. Yeah, we're back to working, I think. Just have to keep working at it. I'm almost halfway around. I am getting a little bit anxious here. It seems like it's taking much longer than it should. So I'm obviously doing something wrong, and I'm sure somebody out there in YouTubeville will be more than willing to say what a stupid person I am for not knowing how to use the can opener properly. And that's just life, I guess. Gosh. But this is definitely not easy to use. Oh, there we go. I think we got it. Yes, the important thing is, if you're hungry, you just keep working at it. And eventually, you'll get your little prize, which in this case is chunked chicken. So anyway, instead of having you torture yourselves here and watch me try and open that, I will continue opening it. Don't know how long it's taken me so far, but I would hazard a guess at least 5 minutes so far to get half a can open. And I'll come back and let you know how long it actually takes. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, it's open. It took me an additional 5 minutes to open it. Obviously, food is precious in the German army. So, we'll get that out, put that in there, and now we're going to try the cheaper than dirt variety of can opener. And let's see here, that is opened. Put up right here. The fork is in the way, so I gotta get that off of there. There. Put the fork back in because I want it out of the way if possible. So this is the can opener from Cheaper Than Dirt. And now, I'm assuming that you open it in a similar fashion. Pop a hole in it. And, what? Well, first of all, I think it's probably important to drain some of the water out of it. So I'm going to do that because I don't want this all over the place. So excuse me for a moment. We'll get some of the packing water out. Now I'm assuming that you want to use a rocking motion back and forth. Yeah, okay. Except that it does not grab anywhere on here, so what does that indicate? It certainly doesn't bode well for this. Let's see, like this. No, that just bends it. Okay. You see, this is why there needs to be an actual would it have something to do with that? No, I don't think so. But you never know. I have a feeling that this thing is just going to snap apart if I do it that way. It's got to have something to do with this little doohickey right here. So think, Mr. Simonson. It should rest on there and then work up. Oh, that's really stupid. I cannot believe that that would be the way to do it. Guess what? This is the exact reason that God invented can openers, so that people wouldn't starve to death. Yes, it may be a single-purpose utensil to carry in your backpack, but guess what? Even with that horrendous mistake I've made, I can still open a stinking can with this, and it will work a lot better than it did with those other can openers. Yes. Yes, yes. I have proven but one thing today. Maybe two things. But all of them include me being in Nimnitz. Okay. Boy, everything's going wrong today. I feel like Julia Child's in the kitchen here. Okay, we have this, and if I need anything else, I can't get at it, so big deal. We'll be right back, folks. Okay, with that fiasco over, we'll try another fiasco. This one is where I put together a chicken salad. And we're going to take one small stalk of celery and we're going to whack that bad boy up into a fairly small dice. If you hear a scream and suddenly see red everywhere, you'll know what has happened. That would be Nimnitz doing something else to himself here. So let's take that, get it up in there. And fold your fingers under, unless of course you want to miss pieces of your finger. Okay, some celery in there. This is an onion from my garden, and that's probably why it looks as pathetic as it looks. But we're going to give it a little bit of a mince. And when I make a chicken salad for sandwiches, I like to have the onions minced up pretty small. Especially when I'm using two different kinds of onions. I don't see a need for huge chunks in there. And some people might actually find raw onion to be offensive in their food. I don't think I'm going to put that whole onion in there because I've got this green onion that needs to also go in. So we're going to try and get that a fairly, oh my goodness, it's not cutting all the way through. That's bad. I think I need to resharpen my knife. Oh well. Or we'll drag it a different way. Sometimes that actually helps. But we want it to be fairly thin sliced. And I definitely want some of the green in there because the color is nice. There we go. Good enough. That is a lot of onion in there. Hope my kids like it. We're going to take a little bit of this sage. This is also from my garden. I'm going to give it a nice crush. And maybe a little bit more because I like sage. And sage and chicken are good traveling companions. There we go. Hey, what's that sage doing there? Get in there. And we'll take, well, this is a pickle. It was never canned, at least it never saw lethal heat. These are sour pickles I made a year ago. Wow, those are really good. I think we'll put 2 of those in there. They've aged very, very well. Usually I put sweet pickles in to my chicken salad. Today I decided I want to use up this last can of, or jar of sour pickle. So I need to start somewhere. And that's not enough pickle, because I like pickles in there. So I'm going to put one more. Gosh, those are all tiny. There we go. That's a little bit better. Putting Now we got all of that in. I get to eat a piece of pickle, which makes me happy. Oh, those are good. A little bit salty. And now I have to decide, do I want to use some fresh thyme? And I'm thinking, sure, why not? Fresh thyme is a friend. So I think I'll take some of this fresh thyme. Try and avoid taking the stems, which is hard to do sometimes. If the stem breaks off, it's probably pretty tender and it's not going to hurt anything for it to be in there. But if it's a little bit thicker or tougher and it doesn't break off while you're pulling the leaves off, that's probably best to leave that out of the mix. So, and I'm going to give it a quick chop anyway. Get that stem out of there. Oh my goodness, that's a very tender stem there. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Thyme in there. And here we go. Let's make this special. Put some craisins in there. Probably like a small handful of craisins. Maybe a couple more because I like them. And then we have to get something that I forgot in the refrigerator, so if you don't mind me stepping away for a moment. I'll get the refrigerated items. La, 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 la. Yes, we do have some. Oh, thank goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, what have we here? I might have to try this. Okay. I'm going to try something new I've not put in there before. There's certain things that are just standard, you know, in chicken salad, like the celery and the onion. I might have gone a little bit overboard on the onion. Well, let me get rid of some of this stuff here. Get it out of the way so you can see. Let's get that in there. That's probably good enough. Yeah. Anyway, okay, we're going to put... A lot of people use mayonnaise. I like Miracle Whip. It has a little bit more tang to it. So I'll put that in there. Life would not be complete without the Tabasco Chipotle sauce. So I'll put a couple of shots in there. And of course, you need to have nuclear yellow French's mustard in there. Not a lot. It's probably, I don't know, not even a tablespoon. Probably, yeah, probably less than a tablespoon in there. And now something I'm going to try, which I've not done before in my chicken salads, and I don't know if I'll live to regret it. But here's some ground ginger. It's fresh ginger mashed up in a paste, and it smells so good. I think we'll put, that's about a teaspoon maybe. Might be just a little bit over a teaspoon. Oh, and that smells so good. So we're going to try that. See if that is noticeable in here. If it's not noticeable, maybe I'll give it another shot or two. Or maybe I'll decide, you know what, maybe I don't want to notice it in there and I'm going to change my mind and not use it. You know, if it's not noticeable, then there's not a problem. So, you know, we just give that a good mix and it will be ready for tonight. And tonight will be either on a croissant or some other form of roll. Hopefully a flaky tender roll, if I can find any at the store. If not, then I'll just use a like a potato roll or something. Not quite as elegant as I had in mind, but it'll work. Now, before we finish this, it's pretty well blended. It smells nice, but it hasn't been seasoned yet. So we need to do a little seasoning on there. I'm gonna put some pepper in. This is black pepper. You could use white pepper. If the black spots bother you for some reason, you could use white pepper. It doesn't change it really. I think I'll put a little bit more salt in. That was just a few pinches of salt, not much. After all, the mustard has salt in it. The Tabasco has salt in it. The Miracle Whip has salt in it, I'm sure. So we don't need to go overboard. Plus the canned chicken is probably fairly salty to begin with. I buy the chicken at Costco. I can get 6 big cans for a fairly low price. I can't remember exactly what I paid last time for it, but it wasn't too bad. Now, oh, I know what I should do. I mean, seeing as boy, I'm not going to depend on that thing to open up cans for me, I'm telling you right now. Unless somebody can come forward and explain to me why that worked so badly. That is not going, I'm not going to count on that in my pack to help me survive. Should I need to. Okay. Come on, get some of that good stuff in there. Okay, guten appetit. A little bit dry. Don't want it to be dry. I suppose I can always put a Miracle Whip on the rolls before I serve. But yeah, it's a little bit dry, but the flavor was good. I tell you, the ginger in there is outstanding. I would do that again. And I think you could probably use a few more craisins in there, but I'm running low. And I'm not going to Costco for a while, so I can't get my humongous... Oh, I'm sorry. Shouldn't show the brand. Anyway. I think I'm heading to Costco for a while, so I don't know if I can... Holy cow, it's raining craisins. I do feel like Julia Childs, throwing a bone over my shoulder and laughing. She was a great cook. I enjoyed watching her shows so much, and she just had an incredible sense of humor. Trusted far too heavily in government to save her soul, but hey, what can I say? Her husband worked for the government. Ah, progressives, you gotta love them. Anyway, there you go. That's going to be a very good chicken salad for tonight when my kids get home. Hopefully they will enjoy that. One thing I'm going to do is when I put the sandwiches together, besides maybe a little romaine or something like that, something crunchy, lettucey kind of stuff on there, I'm going to be sprinkling the top with cashews, because that really goes well with chicken salad. But I don't want to put the cashews in there to sit, because they'll get just a little bit mushy. Nothing terrible, but I'd like them to remain as crunchy as possible. So I'll just sprinkle some broken pieces over the chicken salad as I put the sandwiches together. There you have it. My fabulous chicken salad. Hope you enjoy it if you make it, and if you don't make it, you're missing out. Have a great day, folks. Well, after that fiasco, I feel like, well, I just need a little something. Sometimes things don't work out the way you want them to, such as with the can opener, where I know that even though I probably only get 20 views per video, I'll probably get 800 comments on this one video telling me what a dummy I am. And some of those comments will probably be in German from ex-Bundeswehr people. Bundeswehr? Bundeswehr. Bundeswehr. Well, I like their knife, fork, and spoon, but they can keep the can opener. I mean, really. You want to see something? Look at that. Look at inside that can there. All that marking around here. Let's see if you can see it. Come on, get out of the shadows. There it is. Look at all those dark marks around there. You know what that is? That's BPA coming off in my chicken salad. Well, hopefully most of it washed out with the water. BPA messes with estrogen, so I guess if I start walking and talking like a girl, I'll know. Anyway, have a great day, folks.